So this video will not have an end screen because I feel that, well, it's just me getting into the groove, even though I've pretty much only been gone for like 36 hours, but hey, we can also just do a normal base run. So without further ado, as we get into Goizo Fatalist, Haru, hey, I actually didn't want to play as Haru because I play as Haru most of the other times, but considering that I've been playing as custom characters for the past, like, few months, a Haru run, I'll take a Haru run. Haru run, oh my goodness, my wording. Knowledge, Takshisan, Dexterity, Charisma, Light, and Second Encounter. Let's get into it. So, no strength, but I'm still going to be building strength because that's what I like to do as Haru. If not, just grab cigarettes anyway. I think I have just confirmed that, yeah, getting an extra pack of cigarettes is usually more consistent. I wouldn't say it's overwhelmingly more consistent just because RNG exists. But if in a vacuum of runs, also that's right one, Fatalist, in a vacuum of runs, you are going to profit basically from grabbing an extra pack of cigarettes early on. And usually using them, but I just don't do that because I just bet against myself. So we're going to go into Festival immediately just so we can at least, you know, fish for an ally maybe. But otherwise, we just do this one Doom. I didn't mean to visit the village. I'm getting absolutely insane. The reason is because you have to either visit this, and as you can see, I lost 2 stamina for this as opposed to just taking, like, at this point, basically skipping, because you can still look for friends here and be perfectly okay. I'm going to take the Hermit because that makes me feel cool, but otherwise we'll just visit the forest now. And we possibly could, and the reason why that's bad is because you possibly could have missed out on, say, Ryoko or Kyoko. Can you get Kyoko there? But you get the point. I know Ryoko can definitely appear there, so if she does appear, say you lose even for reason, it's well worth the damage that you get, especially if you're playing with a character that can use kicks efficiently, like Haru. So I'm shrugging in real life. That's all I need to say because I won't be able to show you what actually happens until we get into a fight with the Nicotine Rush buff added. I can talk about it, but since we're not going to be using Nicotine Rush buff quite yet, then yeah, it's kind of hard to say. Now, I could have just used it immediately, but I figured I wasn't going to run into anything. Also, we're in Festival, so taking 21% Doom here. I've started runs at 21%, or before my first investigation, I've gotten 21% Doom and more. So this is by far not the worst start. This is not a bad start at all, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, with the Hard Knock, specifically with Haru and the Hard Knock buff, I do actually want to grab this, and we actually do quite a bit of damage. Unfortunately, I don't think we can brace very well. No, we can't. So, I would have to take 10 Doom. I'm thinking, no, it's not worth it. Now we have 26% Doom, but again, we just went through a whole mystery. Period. That's the end of the sentence. I actually had to deal with the rumbly tummy in real life. But as we get roads closed, that could also hurt us as well. But we still have a lot to do. So I could take arms. I'm gonna gamble again because yeah, now we're in Vigil, so we definitely don't even get the cigarette case. It's not the worst thing in the world. We can still time this, but I'm going to just take some risk and walk forward. This is risky because if I run into an encounter, this is going to really, really, really hurt. So, yeah, not really much else to say for the moment. I could fight these guests, but I figure my Doom is getting a bit high here. I also stored that on accident, so I guess we'll do as much of the vigil as we can, if for no other reason than to remind ourselves by show what could happen. I could also get rid of these flashbacks, but I'm not a dodge player, so I shrugged in real life again. I usually verbally say that because oftentimes when I go silent, I mean, I'm doing some kind of verbal action, whether I'm shrugging, whether I'm leaning my head back and closing my eyes and just praying to the old gods, something of that sort. Also, yeah, that's right. We might as well, we either take 5 Doom from running away or 4 Doom usually getting rid of this enemy. If not in that turn, then the next turn. But as you walk off here, we're on encounter lockout, but I believe we have some guests coming up. So I'm going to immediately smoke the cigarettes. And let's see if I'm right. No, I'm not. But I can't do I can't do that step because I don't have the Vigil pamphlet, I believe. So shrug, right? But anywho, we could do this. So with the Nicotine Rush buff, you do get to do 4 kicks. That's possibly 12, but usually about 9 damage, which is, as you may have noted, a lot more than you can usually get on most characters. Now, if the character happens to use their mechanics well, whether it's Kyrie with a spell after the first mystery being, I don't know, Ghostly Spear, or maybe you just have Moriko, but you get Deft Handling after your first level up. Those are very, very good things. In this case, it's Haru with 4 kicks, and possibly he gets an ally, but usually it's just using the Nicotine Rush buff with Hard Knock, so you get the extra damage, because under the effect of Nicotine Rush, you get 1 damage. Again, at this point, most people watching this video will probably already know the deal, so the reason why I'm just saying all this information usually partly redundantly in part, sorry, is because, you know, retention of knowledge, because, again, it's been a while since I played Haru. That being said, I still apply kind of base strategy going through. We're going to take arms now, just in case we're on timeline B, but we also need to grab the cigarette case, because that will grab me more cigarettes overall. I could risk some curses here. Yeah, we do need a second pack of cigarettes, so hopefully it's not double flashbacks. Masochistic is actually great. Paranoia is a -1, but sure. And then if we get a break, that would be nice too. But otherwise, we're mainly here for the second pack of cigarettes. We can also visit the police station. And off we go. If we run into a human enemy, so be it. But I don't... I'm going to bet that whatever... I got bamboozled by that charisma check, by seeing the results of that charisma check, by the way. But, I forgot what I was going to say. I got so bamboozled. That's one of the few events where succeeding is, even though it gets you experience, I don't like it because I take damage there. So, shrug. But here, we definitely want to brace because we don't want to take any more knowledge damage. Nice 90% roll. Nice back-ended RNG. Nice back-ended RNG. I think we actually might die if we end up fighting the boss here. But let's find out. Because we do have a lot of things to throw. I might as well smoke this second pack of cigarettes here. But we don't have any other human enemies. In fact, we probably don't even have any other enemies to fight until the possible boss. So, actually should have traded experience for funds there. I just muscle memory to the middle decision. 6 charisma, alright, cool, reason. But it's the stamina that we're worried about. We can brace here, but... yeah, now also with both Suicidal and Paranoia, we can proc both damages. I think it's Paranoia too. Yeah, poor Paranoia. Suicidal is the reverse. We'll go... oh, no, it's a dexterity check. I'm not going to go for that and get a mangled hand here. And let's see what timeline we're on. We're on timeline A. So, immediately when you see the event silhouetted there, I know it's timeline A. If it's a black screen, for a little bit longer, it's timeline B because it's loading the encounter. But... let's heal stamina and move on our way. Now we're into the big RNG because we really don't know what mysteries we're going to run into. I mean, it's one of the... two of the base mysteries we have remaining, but... botanist. So now we're stuck in this forest. And my doom is a bit higher than I'd like, but... nothing I can do there. Yeah. Penalty damage because penalty damage... threat level increase, so even if I had lowered the threat level, it was going to be doomed again. My goodness. 9 strength. We do succeed, but we need to get out of this forest quick. We do have monument uses available, but... RNG. I really did want a dog, because it was the attack. I think it's usually 1 of 3 dogs, and not always just dog or camp dog, so... shrug again. We'll take reason this time, and now we can kind of look for cigarettes if they decide to appear. But boy, oh boy, are we getting a lot of flashbacks. If I get a third, just goes to show how badly my runs can go. So, without further ado, we're just gonna lead Shiro-san out, and yeah, I'm gonna take a drink. Oh, so this might as well be a stream-like video. That being said, I don't know if you can actually hear me drinking, by the way. Is this the normal cup? In my case, I have juice right now, but... yeah, not really much going on screen. Not really much to talk about, so hey. That being said, I still have the brick and the baseball bat to throw, but those are for bad encounters, so... into our last mystery we go. It's gonna be mermaids. We could fight this boss, but the real reason I'm taking the handcuffs is because I don't want to run away from any more encounters. That being said, we're gonna monument. Yeah, and if it asks for funds, then I guess we don't get another pack of cigarettes. Note here that I have 14 cigarettes left, so we should be able to... yeah, we should be able to keep moving on. Now, something to note is that I could equip that small candle and choose to run if I so choose, but also here's where I don't remember my second encounter. I think Vigil was our second mystery because we took footage first. Did I fight anything there? Yeah, I did, because I remember having to do my 66 time unit 3 kicks. So, yeah. Basically, RNG can be bad. You really shouldn't. If I were to give you some advice playing as Haru to start, use your cigarettes immediately, because you don't know if you're going to get into an encounter, and if you don't know what you're doing, it's going to hurt more when you're caught without nicotine rush buff. That's all I'm trying to say. But if you're feeling a bit more confident, I mean, do whatever you want. I think we have 2 sources of bonus damage, right? I want to say. Do I want to gamble here, though? We're going to gamble here. I should be able to hit at least 2 of these. Yeah, and if we get all 3, I don't need to do anything else. But, yeah, we definitely need to hit at least 2 of those. So, the odds were low, but they could have happened. And if it did, well, I guess I die there. Cult Diary will let us lower our doom, so why not? That might actually help, because, yeah, I don't remember my second encounter. It definitely wasn't the Dream Salesman question mark? Dream Salesman? Is that his name? Anywho. We could fight this, but I think I'd rather just take the burns. Even if you have Takshi-san, we should be able to one-shot him with all the stuff we have. No bath, but I think we should be fine. We might not be fine. I need to check. I know we don't have the strength check, so it's really the dexterity and knowledge check that I have to be wary about here. Which we do have, so guaranteed. We don't have the 6th floor, so no second encounter check. Funny enough. So I really just need to worry about my stamina and reason. I can just rest here once. Yeah, I'm actually going to just rest here once. None of these are helpful, so really it's the 2 stamina that I want here. Just making sure we grab the handcuffs. We don't need the cigarette case. We have more than enough cigarettes. If you have 7 or more cigarettes, you should be perfectly fine. You can sort the cigarette case, and if you have something more useful to use, take it out. The small candle does 1 damage when thrown, so less throw damage, and yeah, numbers. But without further ado, we should be able to... Oh, we can't do Desperate Struggle. It shouldn't matter anyway. With all this throw damage, like, I probably could just brace and kick this as normal, but we have handcuff tech, so we can make this easier on ourselves. Also, if you know something, you know something. But something I did want to mention is that if certain videos or certain days are missing uploads at times, or certain series are missing uploads at times, it's because there was some trouble with the uploads, basically. So, I mean, that's all I can really say. And that will be the end of this run. So, without further ado, if you have anything to say about this run, Haru, me, questions, or other concerns, and whatever you want to talk about, you know what to do. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Not going to take up much more of your time. Bye!